Hello and welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. In this one I want to talk about The Remains of the Day, a brilliant novel written by Kazuo Ishiguro. Here it is. The cover of this one is from the film that was subsequently made, and Anthony Hopkins plays the leading character in the film, and he is an aging butler who ultimately has a bit of a tragic life, yes, because he was too professional. He was too professional and loyal in his relationships, which made him lose out on love. And this is why I titled my article, Kazuo Ishiguro on the perils of excessive professionalism. You're too professional, yes? You're too loyal to your superiors. Then ultimately you will lose out. You may lose out and you may regret it when you're older. You may regret not putting yourself first and going for it, yes? And basically this is what the book is about, really. And it's in the context of I guess the Second World War and just after the Second World War. Well, it takes place after the Second World War, not long after, 1956, and Butler, he is loyal. He is very loyal. In this sense, he shows virtue. Yes, he's loyal to his employer. But as the story progresses, he realizes that his employer had suspicious relations. Yes, with the Nazis. Yes, and not only this, the aging butler, he has a chance to finally find love, yes, but for some reason he rejects it. He refuses to perhaps take the risk. I mean, this is what I remember from the novel. I read this over 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, and these are the main lessons that we can take away from the book. Yes, I think it's a very important book, and it's interesting really, because on my YouTube feed I see more and more people recommending this book. I guess maybe it's because I'm building my channel, and what I'm creating, the videos that I'm creating, is reflected in the algorithm, and so other people are also appearing on my timeline that recommend similar books to the ones that I recommend. So it's interesting. And it's good that people are recommending this book, because I think it's relevant to our times, right? I think it's quite relevant. A lot of people are afraid to take the risk. Yes, they're afraid to love. They're afraid to take the risk of falling in love, perhaps. Yes, and here actually, the thought of Žižek comes to mind. Slavoj Žižek. Yes, I rate him. I think he's a real philosopher. I mean, there are people out there who say he's a charlatan. Yes, I guess in some of his interviews he does come across as a charlatan. Obviously, English is not his first language, so perhaps he's not able to express himself fully. But when you read his books, well, I've only read one of his books, The Parallax View. You notice that Žižek is definitely a real philosopher. He's a clever thinker. He notices a lot of paradoxes, and he tries to uncover a deeper layer of meaning, and he tries to uncover the nature of our reality. Yes, but he has noticed that in the modern world, in the postmodern world, people are afraid to fall in love. It's true. I think this is true. And you can find this video on YouTube. Žižek on the fall in love. That when you fall in love, you fall into it. It's like a fall, and he analyzes this phrase. Yes, that the word fall, what it means exactly. So it's interesting. Yes, and I guess it's what this book is trying to tell us as well, I believe. So, and this is a very important quote from the book. I remember I included this. Yes, a very important passage from the book. And Mr. Stevens is the butler. Yes, and this is what he believes. In Mr. Stevens's view, the qualities of the best butlers, which involve restraining personal emotions in favour of keeping up appearances, are identified as essentially English. Definitely, the English don't like to show their true emotions. They hide their emotions. They like to hide their emotions in favour of keeping up appearances, in order to keep up the idea in other people's minds that they are, stoic, for example, yes, or strong and alpha, yes, etc. I think a lot of English people, they're afraid to show their vulnerable side. I mean, I like, to be honest, I also like this kind of personality trait of the English, this kind of stoicism, etc. But if you never show your true emotions, if you never show your intentions, eventually you start to push people away because people start to question you. They don't know what are your real motives. They're a bit unsure, and a lot of English people are like this. You don't know kind of what do they actually want from you. This is what I've noticed in my interactions with English people, because obviously I was born in London, I grew up in London, and I met many English people like this. Yes, they like to keep up appearances. They don't like to show their emotions. They don't like to show their true intentions, their true motives, and it doesn't mean. I'm not saying that their motives are evil or bad. It's just sometimes it's good to know exactly, what are their motives. Yes, it's good to be honest. Show exactly what you want, what you expect from a given relationship, etc. So obviously not all. Of course, not all English people are like this, because a lot of English people, they have more Celtic blood. I think more Irish blood, and therefore this changes their personality. I think this is what I have noticed. But anyway, let's go into my article now. Unpack things a bit further. And yes, so this story is about class relations, yes, between the butler and his employers. And it explores kind of the mannerisms and the social interactions that take place. It really does explore what it means to be English, I think. And it's funny how a Japanese immigrant, yes, well, I think Kazuo Ishiguro, I think he was born in Britain. I think he was born in Britain. And it's interesting how a Japanese man was able to really uncover the English identity. He was able to uncover what it means to be English, the good aspects of English identity, the bad aspects of English identity, and in the English culture. I guess it shows us the importance of the outsider, because an outsider can reveal something about your culture. Yes, that a person who is a part of the culture already, in this case an Englishman, perhaps won't be able to truly kind of express and show. Because this is what I think. Because every nation has their blind spots. Yes, we could say every nation, the culture of a given nation, the national character of its people. They, they have their good side, their good aspects, the good aspects and the bad aspects. Yes, so it's interesting to reflect on. But anyway, moving on. Let's go back to my article now, and as the story progresses, we start to feel very sorry. We start to feel a lot of pity for Mr. Stevens, because he has lost a lot. He has missed out on life, really, by being too careful with his emotions. Yes. So the butler confesses, yes, that he was always subordinate to his lord, in whom he saw wisdom. This is what he believed, yes, but soon we will see whether this lord had wisdom, and but the butler valued his own professional loyalty towards him. Now, loyalty is a good virtue, of course. I agree, but we have to be loyal to the right person. We have to know the person well. If we know the values that a given person represents, if we know exactly kind of the inner world, perhaps, of the other person, and if you both, in general, have a shared vision for the world, then of course it's good to be loyal. But if you're not, if you don't know, then I don't think it is good to be loyal. Yes, because you might lose out. So in the end, the butler, Mr. Stevens, unfortunately, he has to admit to himself that I think that he was wrong. His way of keeping up appearances was wrong, because this lord, he had controversial political engagements. He was involved with the Nazis, etc. And it's yeah. We start to feel sorry for Mr. Stevens, yes. And then another motif in the book that was really relevant to me is bantering, yes. So in English culture, there is this process that takes place, this way of interacting that is called bantering. You have banter with other people. Now, this is a good thing because it breaks the ice. When you have banter with your friends, etc., with people, by making fun of each other in a light-hearted way, you don't take yourself too seriously, and it helps to loosen you up a bit. You become more free in a sense, yes. But at the same time, if these relationships are only based on banter, but not on more, if the relationship doesn't progress beyond banter, and if the relationship doesn't become deeper, yes, then this is a problem. In my opinion, this is a problem, and this is I've had these relationships in my life. They were based on banter, but it ended on this. Yes, the relationship didn't progress because if these relationships are just based on banter, then eventually, if the given people are interacting in a relationship, or the people who are involved in a relationship, if they don't start to show their true colours, or they don't start to show their true emotions, their vulnerabilities, then the relationship won't progress. It won't progress, yes. And this is an issue. This is definitely an issue. And bantering, I think, judging by what I read, and based on my interpretation, this bantering, this relationship that was based on bantering, yes, it was a method by his superiors to make sure that the butler always remained in his place. This is my interpretation, and because they only had banter when they conversed with each other, it eventually meant that a more serious conversation could not take place, which perhaps would have uncovered the truth. the truth about their relationship and the truth about the Lord and what he was involved in. Yes, so this again was quite relevant to me, and I already alluded to this before. But there was in this book, in the film, we have the context of the Second World War, of the geopolitical affairs at the time, and the book, I guess, reveals, in my opinion, the real genesis of the Second World War. It shows that the book shows that Germany and the English, Germans and the English, they did collaborate with each other until a certain point. And there is evidence out there, historical evidence, that Hitler, yes, he met a lot of people from the English establishment, from the British establishment, and this is corroborated by the book The Anglo-American Establishment by Carroll Quigley. So he talks about this in his book, and you can find other books that talk about this. How the English and Germans, they were in touch with each other. The British establishment appeased Hitler, funded the German industry, etc. Yes, but then, for reasons unknown, to be honest, war suddenly broke out, and Germany decided to attack Poland first. And we know the rest. Yes, we know what happened: destruction, the trauma, everything that took place in Eastern Europe. So let's hope there's not a repeat of this. And yes, during the book, like I mentioned before, we have the classic English way of speech that handles affairs in an indirect way. The English do have this trait. They like to beat around the bush. They never say what they mean, right? You can find a lot of YouTube videos talking about this. How the English they never reveal their true thoughts. Yes, perhaps. This is not the English way. The English way is to beat around the bush. Yes, to never say what they mean. Yes, what they mean. What the English, the British, etc. Yes. And it's in the book. It's revealed by the contrast, yes, between what one man calls realpolitik and gentlemanpolitik. So this is interesting to note as well. But now, going back now to Mr. Stevens. This is probably the most tragic aspect of the story. Mr. Stevens, he was too professional, yes. His care for duty, obedience to authority, professionalism. It ultimately meant that he didn't show his love for Miss Kenton. Miss Kenton showed interest in him in the 1930s, but he didn't take action back then. Eventually, Miss Kenton decides to fall in love with another man. Maybe she didn't love him, but she found another man, another husband. And at the time, in the 1930s, Mr. Stevens, he deemed it as a line that cannot be crossed. But in the 50s, in 1956, he notices that I think he made a mistake. He comes to regret this decision. And as well, he regrets his decision of serving Lord Darlington. He regrets this. He regrets serving Lord Darlington to the end of his life. So sad. It's a sad story, really. Quite a tragic story. I remember I watched the film after I read the book with Anthony Hopkins, and I guess the title of the book, The Remains of the Day, it's it alludes to the evening time of his life, the last years of his life. And in the film, the last scene, it shows a pigeon being released from Darlington Hall by Mr. Stevens, who closes on himself the doors of the hall. This is it's quite a sad ending. Kind of, he accepts his fate, that his destiny lies with Darlington Hall. So, I mean, that's the end. That's the end of the video. I don't have more to say. It's a great book. I really recommend this book to everyone listening and watching. If you're still listening and watching now, I appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in to the JJ Think Tank and listening to what I have to say. Once again, a great book. If you're a new viewer, please consider liking and subscribing. It will help me grow the channel. And yes, once again, thank you for listening. And I wish you all the best. Take care.